Here's something, I'm not drilling you here, but in that same talk today, you were describing one of the abductions where you were beating one of the grays, but Peggy said visually she couldn't see anything, but she heard your hand hitting it. Well, just about an hour ago, I was listening to David Jacobs and Bud Hopkins on Coast to Coast, and they said that, guess what? These things are invisible to the eye for most people, even though they're real.
Yeah, they are. They're like time travelers. Some people, when a time traveler comes, not everybody can see them.
Well, so you were actually grabbing something physical, and I guess you could see it for whatever reason, but Peggy could look right at it and not see it, but it was still...
And let me tell you what it is. If you know what they are and you don't fear, you can see them. Anybody can. It's just like, that's what God even said that. That's why you can, and they can't read your mind like people think and all this. They can't. They can't read your mind. Because God said, don't live sensual as the Pharisees, because the darkness is reserved for them forever. Because if you live sensual, that's the only telltale sign that the devil knows that he's got to you. If you keep your cool, he doesn't know if he gives up. That's what it says. Resist the devil and he'll flee from you. That means keep your cool under fire, and he'll flee because he's not going to sit there and waste his time. If it's like somebody calling you names or this and that, or if you see it in a woman and you didn't turn and entertain the thought,
right?
He doesn't know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
but he can tell by your actions.
It makes a lot of sense. You've mentioned that before, and it certainly makes a lot of sense. But I guess on this invisibility issue, are they? How do they make themselves invisible to most people?
Well, it's like, let me ask you a question here. If there was 100 clones of Jesus, would you know which one was the real one?
I would think so.
Well, it's the same thing to them. If you know what they are and you don't fear them, you can see them.
But Peggy couldn't see them. I mean, she wasn't really in fear. She was just kind of half asleep, right?
She doesn't know them.
She doesn't know them.
Yeah, you can see demons in your wife sometimes, or in friends when they get mad, right?
I think I've seen them, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, you do. The facial expressions and all that.
Yeah, they look angry.
Yeah, so that's not her.
But I'm talking about, a little gray, you got grabbed by the neck and you're beating the crap out of it, that she could not see it, but she heard your hand hitting it. My mind is having a hard time getting around that. Although I know it's true, and I just said that Dr. Jacobs just claimed that a lot of his research says for some way they can make themselves invisible yet be operating in the physical realm.
Yeah, they can. Did you ever see some pictures of some of them where they look clear, kind of, just like a ghost?
Yeah. So
and the camera can catch things too that the eye can't.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, I guess we really don't know. But you know me with the scientific thinking. I want to understand.
Well, you're a scientist, man. Typical.
So,
atypical scientist.
Hey, yes. Can you? So Casbolt's been confirmed, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go off the grid. They're going to make up a little propaganda thing on Facebook and everything for this mission that I might have to go on, and they want me to turn up missing, and here's what it's going to be and say: Casbolt found dead, Lieutenant Colonel SC missing. And then when I come back, it's going to say we found him in the field, beat up.
Is Casbolt really dead, or you can't really even tell?
No, he is. No, he is.
What happened there?
They're saying suicide, but you know better than that.
I mean, do you know what pissed them off? Because you've said things too, and
no, I don't. I don't know. I'll tell you what pissed them off is because they do experiments on him. Well, me and him talk a lot. Used to talk a lot, and I would tell him, I said, James, they said, go in there, just fight and resist it, man. And he started doing it, he said.
He would he would fight them trying to do an experiment on him.
Well, they'd come, he'd be in a bar playing pool or whatever, and the NSA would just come and grab him. And I said, when you get down there, just rebel. And he started doing it, and they started messing with him less.
So really,
I think what got him in trouble was talking about the necromancy.
You mean Osiris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had me read it.
Yeah. You talking about his book or something different?
No. About the laser bumping in the forehead. Remember I telling you about that?
Yeah. I think you did read it. Didn't you read that even on
Daniel Ott?
Daniel Ott, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I talked to the other commanders already. Check this out. If I do, I have to sign on to the military for a full year.
Well, what kind of mission is this, or can you say?
Hey, I don't. I'm just going to say. I mean, I'm not really worried about it. It's a blitzkrieg against Dulce. Yeah. And what we're going to do is they're going to drop us from high altitude parachute, and we'll pass out because that's how high up we're going to be. And when we come to, we'll be about 15,000 feet from the ground. And we're supposed to already pull our night vision goggles down and strap them on tight. So when we come to, we can look and see. And they want us to start taking out the whole front security, which is not a lot, and take those guys out. And when we land, I'm to pull back and just command. And the 3 lieutenant colonels are supposed to go up closer. I'm going to be the furthest back. They don't want me going in there. And then my guys are supposed to go in there and take out some elements. Let's just say there's some things I just don't want to say, scrambled and out, but they want me to take out certain key factors in there and use a tow missile with a tactical nuke in it. They're going to give us 6 tow missile with tactical nuke to seal off one of the entrances.
Wow. So things must have turned for them to blow up such a valuable base.
Well, there's going to be 100 and let's see, there's 60. Well, it'd be 240 of us going up against about 30,000. So we got to trap them before they come up. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm expecting a casualty rate on my side of 100 at least.
In a minute after you finish telling me about this, I'll let you know what was on Coast to Coast the other day, because it sounds exactly like what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm leading this whole thing. They're not going to tell me nothing how to do it. They said anything's available to you, any aircraft, airstrike, anything you want. I said, I want everybody in black uniforms, black parachutes, so when we hit that desert floor, the front security guards out in the front, you'll all be dead. And I'm going to tell the guys that anybody that's willing to lay down their arms, because, there's going to be people in there got a job there that says, God, I wish I'd never done this, but I'm sworn to it now and I can't get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is their chance. And then we're going to holler. I'm going to have the guys holler, this is your chance. Anybody lays their guns down and wants to get out here and leave forever and not have to worry about it can go now. And you don't want to fight us because we'll win. Because once I get to the 3rd level, I'll have it. I'll own that place.
But that place has to be just laser guarded and everything.
It is, but our people are doing it, so they're going to jam the radars and shut the power grid down temporarily.
Oh, you got people inside.
Oh, yeah. They're going to make it flicker, a couple times during the day.
Okay.
so that when it goes down for a few minutes, nobody will worry about this. So, it's been doing that all day. And in the few minutes that it's down, I get to the third level. See, it didn't care if there's 100,000 people out of there. They can. There's only one entrance to each floor. So all I have to do is seal the entrance off. You see what I'm saying?
So that's how they made it. There's not connecting entrances on the sides down there?
Mm-hmm. No, and there's 2,500 feet of dirt in between each one of them in case of a situation like this where they had to nuke it. They wouldn't make everything cave in.
So there's just one elevator to one entrance per level.
That's it.
And then there's...
why that minimizes security.
There's no shuttles that can tube you to other levels at other bases?
Yeah, there's if you can get down to the fifth level, but I'm not worried about the shuttles. There's a group of scientists that we're going to take out. They want ousted because they're kind of going criminal on us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take them out. None of them are supposed to live. But I'm planning. I got to plan this whole thing.
Yeah, but
myself, I got to be the sole commander.
I mean, the security.
I'll be a full bird colonel. The rest of them will be lieutenant colonels. They're going to move me up to full bird. And if I stay for the whole year and do another mission, they'll let me go as a brigadier general.
They're not setting you up. They're not setting you up on a suicide mission.
It's a dangerous mission. It's one of the most dangerous ones I've probably been on.
I mean, that place has got to be like so sealed.
No, you don't understand. They minimize the need for security and breaches by only having one entrance and only having one way to get here and there. There's not 50 different ways to get to one place.
The guy on the Coast to Coast said that some holographic entrance where craft come in and out was there. I don't know if that's the same one entrance.
I don't know. No, these are visible entrances here. I'm not worried about the craft. It's not really the aliens that we're worried about, and I don't know what it is. They said they'll tell me the fine details when I get there, but it's the people that are in there.
Oh, I thought it would be...
And the aliens. But some of the people have really took up with them as far as their agenda. And, they're using it. You know why they call S4... Well, they use the S on all of them, don't you?
No.
Stage. Because when they made a contract, just like in that film, they said they were using it for a staging area. So they call it Stage 4.
Staging Area 4?
Yeah.
How many S's are there? How many of those?
They're all S's. There's about 125, 130.
But how come S4 and Dulce seem to be the ones that are the most extreme?
Because they were the first. And Dulce's, right under where they blew the bomb. You know that. Where they tested the bomb.
Yeah.
So it's still radioactive above. So nobody wants to get around that place. But those were the first two ones that they put the Nazis in. And they spent trillions of dollars in that, and they're mining ore and all this other stuff going on in there. It's just, I just want to get it over.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. Now, I've also heard Pine Gap is very similar to S4.
Yeah, they're all similar. They're just Dulce and S4. Dulce's intense because they have the wickedest people there. There's some of them that never have aged, and I don't know how they've done that, but
maybe they're not human. Maybe they're just clones or something.
No.
You think they're real people, but they've solved the aging issue?
Yeah.
You positive that?
Yeah. Thankfully, God.
Okay, because I'd heard rumor that Hitler was still alive and that kind of thing.
Alex got a picture of him.
Alexander?
A recent picture. Yeah.
So he's using whatever technology to keep him young forever.
No, he doesn't look young. He looks old, but it's him.
So why would they not give him the technology of staying young, but the guys at Dulce got it?
Don't know.
Were the young?
Why don't they save the presidents from dying?
Oh, they're just pawns. But did you see?
It doesn't matter.
Did you see people at S4 also that stayed young forever, or just Dulce?
Oh yeah.
And you sure they were?
The reptilian bloodline does that. The reptilian bloodline
keeps them young.
Yeah, I mean, look, Queen Elizabeth supposedly 750 or 800 years old. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but is that why me and you look a lot younger for our age?
I don't know.
Reptilian bloodline?
No. We ain't got no reptilian bloodline in us.
I thought the Aryan came from Atlantis.
I wish I could take you on this mission with me.
Heck, I'd be scared. Scared, you know what?
Come on, man. You'd be back there with me, and I wouldn't let nothing happen to you.
I tell you what, I'm proud of you for having the courage, but I know you've done this before.
Oh, I'm scared to death.
Well, let me tell you what I heard on Coast to Coast. It's open source information, and I sent it to you. The guy said exactly what you said, except he made it sound like it happened before in the past. He said he was given information that they dropped in from the sky, but he said they came in through the holographic entrance. When the craft opened up the entrance, they came in. And this group of, I think he said they were guys like yourself, Black Ops folks, but they had come in. In fact, I thought it was you. I sent you an email and said, "Is this you, Colonel?" The guy's name called himself Colonel X, and he said that he and a group of other Black Ops went in to save the women, is the way he put it. And they went in and they grabbed many of them, saved a lot of them. But the problem was he had to leave like a contingent, like you said, you expect about 100 casualties. He left a bunch of them because as soon as the lower level alarms went off, you're going to want to hear this in case it applies to your mission. And he said as soon as the lower level alarms went off, signals went to other bases, and they immediately by shuttle sent hordes of alien warriors, and these new aliens showed up as troops to fight his group. So one group saved a whole bunch of civilians and women, but some had to stand back to hold down the line, and they were all taken out. Every single one.
Well, guess what? I got 6 3-kiloton nukes.
So I wonder why they didn't
try it.
I wonder why they didn't
try me.
Why didn't they think of that?
I requested it.
Well,
they said, "How big of a nuke do you need?" And I said, "I know you guys can put 3 kilotons in less than a pound." He goes, "Yeah, we can." And he said, "We got them." I said, "Can you put them in a tow missile?" He goes, "Yeah." And he said, "But this tow missile is going to have to be put together in the ground because the rocket's got to have a longer range. I only got to be 2,000 yards from it, and I got to get, you know where the rocks are there?
Yeah.
I'm going to be by the rocks when we hit it. So that I can shield myself. I'm going to make sure I'm that guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about your other guys that may be holding down?
They got so much time to get out, and if they can't, I feel bad for them because I got to seal it. Otherwise, we'll all die. Because
they will call for the other alien troops, right?
My problem is I know it's when I do it, I'm sure of myself when I go. The fear leaves me. When my feet hit the ground, the fear will leave, and I will be perfectly calm about the whole thing and focused. And my fear is it'll go so successfully well they want me to do another one.
Yeah, but what about this like hordes of underground shuttle troops that they will bring in?
We'll be gone.
And it'll be sealed.
Yeah, and here's the advantage I got. I know it, that place. That guy raided a place he didn't know.
Colonel X, whoever he is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
See how they made him a colonel? It's just like my story. So I mean,
well, you don't know who this Colonel X was, or do you?
No. Mm-hmm. He won't know who I am. I don't want to know who he is.
But
it's Operation Sandy Glass. In other words, there's going to turn the sand into glass. We're going to use nukes.
So I wonder what the urgency, because they've been blowing up a lot of bases lately.
The urgency is they're setting the stage for calamity by blowing these bases. Look at Oklahoma, nearly cracked the center of it, you know?
So why are they
blowing? My son was there. He said it was something else, that earthquake.
Why are they blowing all the bases?
Set the stage for calamity. In other words, in other words, the things that they got, that they wanted done, must be complete. Because when they complete what they're going to do, if it takes 30, 50 years, whatever, they blow it and kill everybody in it. Whatever we're doing, I know what we're doing. There's some just really, in other words, these guys are so advanced because of what they've learned from the aliens and working with them, that they're not listening to orders. In other words, there's a lot of disobeying of orders going on, and they're afraid that these guys are going to take over it themselves with the reptilians like that. This is what I'm piecing together, because when I was talking with them, I was saying, now this is what I think, and they'd say, "You're right on the line." So I was telling them, so I think that there's criminal insurgencies in there, and you're afraid that they're going to take over and own that thing, and all that technology will be turned against you. You're right on the line on it. And so I don't want that to happen either.
Okay, so if you seal it, doesn't everybody lose? You lose the technology and...
Because I told you they'll get out what they wanted when they're done with the project. See, there's one, S-33 is abandoned and nuked, and there's dead bodies and skeletons and everything in there where people just rotted. You know, they when they're done with the project, they pull out the stuff they need, and the stuff that's living, like anything from Mars, whether they put in cryogenics, and they haul out in trucks, and they blow the place without the aliens even knowing it.
They can do, okay. So you're saying they've already been underway for quite a while getting everything out they want?
Yeah, for the last few years. A little bit at a time, you see. But at the same time, the same technology that we brought out is inside of there, too.
Yeah, you can't take it all or it'd be too obvious.
Well, no, it's been replaced. In other words, it comes up missing and they fix it. So it's intact, like it was never anything out of it, because it took years to smuggle it out, and over the years they smuggled, redid it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they don't suspect it. Nobody knows about it, and we're fixing to drop a bombshell on them. I hate it for them. Because
you suspect there's a criminal insurgency, as well as the purpose of Dulce has now been completed.
Yeah.
So it's
a national security threat. I can tell you that. That's what I was told. It was a highest threat of national security on the face of the planet right now.
Dulce.
Yeah. And the backup team, in case we can't get it, I need more. radio in, and they're already going to be in the air as some Brits are coming to help us if I need it. They're going to be in the air as Team 2.
Wow,
and they have to listen to me too, because I'm the only one that's familiar with that place. Yeah, but I've got a plan. I think that'll work and go down like clockwork, and hopefully I don't lose anybody. You know.
The only thing that seems a little unusual to me is if it's a national security threat. There's like Pine Gap, Australia, and there's other places like that. Are they all national security threats, or just
no? It's a group of people, like I said, Paul. It was a group of people that overstepped the line. And these guys have got in good with the reptilians, and this is what I've pieced together, that I think that they're afraid that they'll seize it and use it against us. And they could use their whatever kind of photon weapon or whatever it is they're worried about, and incinerate everything upstairs, you know, above the ground, and they're underground safe, and they come up later, you know. So what we got to do is just seal it up, make sure it don't happen.
But you don't think the reptilians could have done this at any time?
No, there's insiders in there telling us what everything is going on. Just telling somebody that this thing here was ordered by the president.
Well,
I was handpicked.
I believe you. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah, it was to me, kind of. I kind of felt something coming on. You know, I just did.
The other day, you said you were pissed and you were going to spill the beans. Is this what you were talking about, or something else?
This, but I'm not no more. But the thing about it is, I have to come out with the disinformation about it, because I'm nuking something. You know, people are going to see that, and I got to concoct a story. I'll probably tell that Daniel out or something.
Well, be careful, because the guy on Coast to Coast the other night, just this week, he said the night before, so this week, he got a call, and he was told if he went on the air talking about Dulce and talking about this other project the Chinese hybrids have, it sounds like LNN or something like that. Not LNN, but it's Leonid, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. Project Leonid. If he talked about that and Dulce, they told him he wouldn't be alive come February.
Well, he's giving some. He's not telling everything.
Well, I don't know what he told.
Let's face it, you don't go out there and do a cosmic top secret mission and then the next week talk about it on the radio without some permission and push to do so.
Yeah, but he wasn't a military guy. He's just a civilian. He doesn't have any access like you do.
So what did he? But he was Colonel X.
Well, the guy that was called was a civilian who has friends like I have you that were feeding him information, and then
okay. That's what we're going to do. Third party. Called third party. And see, I'm going to be missing and found beat up. So I wasn't never there.
Well, Colonel, Godspeed, as they say, you know.
Yeah, I've been up for 42 hours now. I'm shot, bro.
Yeah, so I guess if the president called this, then is this part of the bigger picture agenda moving forward, or is this just a nuisance that just emerged?
Don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard even Alexander's broken some codes about December.
Well, the thing about it is you're supposed to pray for your leaders, and I do. I don't care who's in. I pray for Obama.
Yeah.
He'll do the right thing and this and that, and I think this is the right thing that he's doing. I was just pissed because they picked me. But of course, I was when they told me I could exit out as a brigadier.
Yeah, no, but I don't take this personal because you're one of the best leaders there ever was, so obviously. But why wouldn't they pick somebody who's like 35-year-old general?
Because I'm familiar.
There's got to be other people that are familiar that are 35 years old. Aren't there 35-year-old colonels there now that are familiar?
Anyway,
but aren't there 35-year-old colonels there that've been there just as long as your career was, that would be younger and that they would?
Nobody's familiar with it though, like I am. I was there.
Yeah, but there's people there now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they're not out. I'm an afterthought. They'll never suspect me, and I know it better. And I'm a better commander than a 35-year-old. I got the experience. I mean, this can't be like a trial thing. This has got to be a definite thing. I mean, this whole team and the Brits, it was all handpicked.
Yeah. Well, God bless you, Greg, and I'll be praying for you.
I got to run this whole operation. It's a load on me.
Well, are you going to start? I mean, I've been involved in military operations. You're going to start having your daily situation.
I've already been talking to the other lieutenant colonels.
You do the obviously scrambled line?
Oh, yeah. And what I've done is I've told them to put together a plan. I've got mine, and if theirs is better than mine, then we'll use it. And everybody keeps coming up empty compared to mine.
You should listen to that coast-to-coast interview before you, because
I can't. I'm not subscribed.
No, I sent you the link.
Oh, you did?
I'll send it again.
Well, you can't send me a link. You got to send me you got to be, don't you pay to be on there?
No, but I download it, I reprocess it, I upload it, and I send you the link. So when you hit the link, it downloads the audio.
I know, but you got to be a paid member of Coast to Coast to be able to download it.
You're not listening, or at least you didn't understand what I said. I am a paid member. I get the...
okay. That's what I said. I'm not. So but if you said you sent me a downloaded link, I understand now.
Yeah, I sent it off of my server.
Huh?
I sent it from my server.
Yeah. Well, I'm so burned out, man. You know, I need a vacation. Well, I need to go somewhere so bad.
Yeah. We missed you out in Seattle. I mean, today when I was listening to us talk before the trip, it reminded me of how much fun we would have had.
I know it. And, I think with three of us ought to just take off somewhere real soon, for just a weekend at Myrtle Beach, down here, South Carolina.
Yeah,
we blow it out and have a good time before I go out on this thing, because I'm about to become part of the scene for me with those pressure ridiculous.
What's the timeline? That we could come down there,
we got. Let's see, what's this? November.
You don't have to mention any dates, but just how long?
I'll probably go in. The operation probably happen about May.
Oh, so you got some time.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't they go right away if there was a problem like that?
Because you got to plan it. It takes that long to plan it and pull everybody together. And everybody be like-minded and have it memorized. And go over it and over it and over it and over it and over it.
And make sure that you haven't been breached.
That's right.
Yeah, so...
Then all these other guys, I got 300 people I'm going to be responsible for, and they got to do everything I say. And these guys were handpicked. These are professional soldiers that will do what I say to the letter.
And you know that none of them have been compromised.
Huh?
You know that none of them have been compromised.
No, none of them have.
Do they have technology now that goes way beyond the polygraph that can really tell if they're lying?
I would say if you're not a Christian, yeah. But God protects our mind. I'll say this. What was I going to tell you? Trying to think. I was going to tell you something.
I just was wondering if they were compromised, and how would you really know?
Oh, no. Did you know? How would I know?
Well, I mean, how do you guys? I mean, everybody signs
because nobody's going to know except the four of us until the day it happens. The day before.
Okay.
That's why they have to trust me and obey me to the letter of the law. And when all the guys were told who was leading it, they didn't have no problem with me leading this thing.
They all knew you.
Yeah. And some of them just know of me. My reputation. But I was going to tell you this. I made up my own language.
Oh,
my writing. No, a writing.
Okay.
And I'm the only one that knows what it means.
Okay.
In other words, I invented this letter, my own
code.
Yeah, well, yeah, in other words, just like if I'm writing a letter, I do it in a way that I'm the only one that knows what it says.
Well, what good does that do?
I mean, it looks like Chinese or something because nobody can read it.
Well, then you write it.
What happens if you get captured? What happens if it falls into the wrong hands? Well, nobody knows what it means but me.
And you write it just so you remember things?
Yeah, it's like it looks like a doctor's signature. You know how it's all scribbly?
Yeah.
That means one word, and another scribble means another. They're just scribbles.
But only you can read it, so it's only for you.
Yeah, because I'm the only one that knows what each scribble means.
Right, but then you wrote it for yourself.
Right. I wrote it, and then I'll let everybody know about it the day before. And it'll be in writing on there, but in the meantime, somebody catches what I got in writing.
I got it. So you wrote the plan out, but for yourself so you can remember it exactly.
Yeah, the other lieutenant colonels kind of know. They can't come up with a better plan.
Yeah, I'll let you go, Colonel. I just wanted to check on you guys and get back to you the other day.
Yeah.
I delayed because I didn't really want you to spill any beans with me on the phone.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You ain't gonna get in trouble. I might take you with me on this one. I am. I'm going to drag you in on it.
I don't have anything to offer except prayer.
No, I just want you to see it from a distance.
You'd have to have someone call my work and make up some kind of story.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be a problem at all.
I'm sure.
I mean, the guys that I'm working for are a lot higher authority than your boss.
But they'd have to say,
I'm sure I can get you a doctor's excuse.
They'd have to say, we need him for a special assignment, and there's no questions to be asked.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
This happened before. I've been on special assignments. One day I'll tell you about it.
You'll get to. One day I'll let you. If you went with me on this, you get to actually witness the seek and destroy mission go down successfully.
Well, what we have to do is go to the Myrtle Beach before you go and figure a way to get out.
Talk to Alex, see what he wants to do.
Okay, we got some time, and I'll talk to you again, but if I don't, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
All right, you too, bro.
Okay.